I wanted to make a video in response to a recent Project Veritas video that has come to light featuring the global planning leader of Facebook, where he gives a candid interview basically with who he thinks is a friend but is actually spying on him. And what he says has unbearably, incredibly immense implications. And I want to discuss them here because it doesn't seem like anyone did. So take a look at this clip and I'm going to discuss it between each one.
Is doing a lot of damage in the world. It's doing a lot of good, but it's doing a lot of damage. I mean, no king in the history of the world has been the ruler of 2 billion people. But Mark Zuckerberg is.
Facebook and Google are no longer companies, they're countries. They must be stopped. The government needs to step in and break up Google and Facebook. It's a better thing for the world.
The single biggest thing is this company needs to be broken up. No king in the history of the world has been the ruler of 2 billion people. But Mark Zuckerberg is.
I'm a journalist. I just want to let you know that I intend to release our conversations to the American people.
So this interview blows my mind for a variety of reasons, because what you're going to see is this man basically claiming that he works for what is going to be an evil that ends up basically destroying mankind and treating mankind like a bug under its shoe. And he'll get into that. I'll show you all this stuff. But what is amazing is the psychology behind this. Here is a man who's looking for someone to save them, but changes his tune immediately when he finds out he's being recorded and that people are going to find out this plan. So this guy that works for the enemy, that helps support the enemy, which he considers to be the greatest enemy to ever face mankind, he looks terrified when he finds out he's been spied on by Project Veritas, and the implications of it still, the fact that these people know this evil's happening, they know it's terrible for the world, yet they refuse to do anything about it, is astoundingly psychologically messed up.
Enhance.
Unless they're stopped.
Like rapidly.
They must be stopped.
Oh my gosh.
Like it says in the Matrix.
But what's going to stop it?
The government.
Why should it be stopped?
It has to be stopped because it's not good for society.
The most astonishing part of all of this is that the immense amounts of power that Facebook have are all voluntarily given to them by people who continue to log in to this dump of a ghetto online, of a social media garbage trash form. And people continue to do it. And this guy is basically asking, like, oh, what can we do? Oh, they're too great to be stopped. Google and Facebook, they're too great to be stopped. Don't log in. It's the simplest way. If any country ever faced an adversary where the solution was so simple, the war would end immediately. So what does this say about the people of America and of the world who are allowing this place, this online BS reality crap masquerading as reality to gain so much power, gain so much prestige, and gain so much control over the people's minds? How is it possible? I don't know.
Because this is the myth that computer programmers told us. Oh, these are computers. Computers don't have bias. But guess what? Human beings wrote that code. And that human being has bias.
This video would be 2 months long if I were to dive into the myths that the media and our controllers are selling the people that are just totally reversed from what the truth and reality are. In reality, these companies are guiding people and mass propagandizing people to an extent that's never been seen before. And if the media and people were to latch onto it and realize how great of a danger it was instead of being in the pocket with these criminals, it would change a lot. And what he talks about is these people basically being their own countries because their influence is bigger than any. It's billions of people. They are their own country online in a virtual crap world that we can dump on and eliminate when we smarten up as a people. And I hope we do.
People based on your target. So that's all I know. I don't actually know the names and issues, but like I said, I can target racist people using just those 3 things. It's that easy. Because data is very powerful. Like you can tell a lot from just a few data points. I don't need to know everything about your life. I'm not good at this, but if I were a statistician, I could probably just say, give me 5 things about you, and I can pretty much figure out everything out.
So basically what this prick and his crony friends are convinced of is that you can take several data points and figure out a human. And the fact that that works on any living human miracle is astounding and a sign of their propaganda and brainwashing working. But if you were to try and take any 5 data points and try to sum up who I am or who any of you listening to this video are, how could you even possibly fathom that you can grasp a person from several data points, from even 1,000,000 data points? How could you think you could grasp someone? I could be completely duping someone on the online reality, and then this guy and other people in his industry claim that they can know people? This is where it stems from. A fact and the belief that all people are stupid, and that human emotion and the human experience can be categorized into different groupings and figured out by AI people. Kind of like Inside Out, that stupid, pathetic Disney movie that sums all human emotion up in 5 things, 4 of which are negative. This reality has got to change, and we the people have got to do it.
AI can do more than social media. It is AI. AI is running social media, but AI can do more than run social media. AI can
Be a human.
can make all the traffic
Wanna be
lights
human.
green right now, which will kill like 1,000 motorists right now. AI is essentially evolving to become like human intelligence, and then it's going to go beyond human intelligence. And at that point, humans are expendable. You know, the way we treat everything else in the world, like we think we're the best, like the superior most species. So like,
But we're programming the machines.
if you and I went to a picnic, we would not spend 1 minute thinking about the ants that you stepped on the grass, right? For AI, we will become like those ants.
But
It's not like the AI will try to
But,
kill
like-
us. They just won't care because it'll be so superior that it'll be like, these people don't matter. So I might be killing hundreds of ants when I walk in the park. I don't know and I don't care. It's not a thing that I think about. We will be like those ants.
So what if the tech companies like Google and Facebook remain unchecked? Where do we go from there? What's
We're
gonna
in deep
happen?
shape.
But what's gonna happen?
Bad things.
So pay attention to that, because this is the power of money and power. Because this guy who knowingly works for a corporation that is working and leading the charge to creating AI and basically making this nightmare Armageddon reality that he's depicting into a full-blown reality. So they're basically like unleashing Pandora's box in a way that's never been unleashed before. And this guy laughs about it. He sees nothing about it. He will gladly collect his paycheck every week. He will do nothing to stop it on his own. He has to be coerced and duped into basically telling the truth in a way that worked. And I have a feeling out there that my videos attract people with a heart and a working soul. And so can honestly anyone out there work for a company that they know is doing these things that have a plot against humanity, or could even potentially lead to the downfall of the entire human race? How could you ever accomplish or exchange monetary nonsense for that? It's something psychologically very wrong in these people.
Yeah, they fund a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm into all that. I love. I'm fascinated and terrified at the same time.
At CRISPR, you should be. It's a fight. It's eugenics. And I don't know any way to stop it. I think the genie's out of the bottle.
So he claims there's no way to stop it, so he just supports it. And this one I find interesting because they mention CRISPR. And I have a best friend in the whole world who I've known forever who actually worked on the inventing process of CRISPR. And he has no idea the potential ramifications for evil that this technology holds, and this chemical kind of miracle in some way, but also immense evil in some way holds. And that's kind of the way they do it. They have all these different people working on things under the name of science, under the name of advancing knowledge. And they my friend is a great person. If he knew it was going for evil, he'd probably stop immediately. But he loves it. He's fascinated by it. He thinks, it's an interesting avenue of thought for him and exploration, and it is for a lot of these people. And then they take the miracles that they discover and the things they create and they use them for evil. This guy, on the other hand, knows it is evil and continues to work for it Now again, that's a very special type of human. Terrible.
The two. It's going to be the future because that will be a superior race, obviously, right? If you have a chip in your brain, you can do so many things better than me, right? Like maybe not emotional, artistic things, but a lot of rational, calculated things, right? Like adding up a bill or figuring out how to invest in something, or 1,000 things in your life will become a lot simpler, right? Because, so then he says, again, what is the ethical prerogative? Are you just creating, again, two classes of haves and have-nots, but really extreme haves and have-nots?
Yeah.
Not even like, oh, they have money, I don't, but maybe one day I'll make money. No, they have a thing that I can never have. This is what is going to happen if CRISPR gets to. So I don't know what
And
to
like
do
you
about it.
said, like you said, the genie's out of the bag. There's no way to stop it.
I just don't know what to do about it. Yeah, it's there.
And do the people know?
No, because most people don't understand these things, and most people don't think about them.
How can we tell
Which is
people?
why, which is why a lot of shit goes down because people aren't paying attention.
One of my favorite things he says, which I'd love to hear, is that these computers and all this AI code and this genius can never accomplish things that artists and basically free thinkers can. And emotional people, spiritual occurrences, this machines, AIs will never be able to do that. And these are what makes us human. However, they are chomping at the bit to create another form of division. The people who can compute and are connected and wireless and linked up, and the people who aren't, the people who refuse, the anti-tech people who are going to be considered weak and whatnot and looked down at and not get the jobs and etc. They love division. Not only division, but they love control and they love information. And can you imagine what these chips in this thing is going to monitor within the body? All systems, your dreams, your heartbeat, your everything, your thoughts, they can tap into it all from that point on. And do you think they'll use it for good? Nope. But they'll get a few celebrities to push it and it'll be over from there for the masses, unless people can wake up. That's what this all is serving to do, hopefully.
I've been talking to you for a bit and documenting it, and I just want to let you know that I intend to release our conversations to the American people.
You shouldn't do that.
I just wanted to know if you wanted to interview on the record to clarify your statements to the American people. Then you could be a catalyst for change. You said it yourself that Facebook's too powerful, that the legal battle will go on forever. Where's the catalyst? Would you consider going on the record and interviewing with us?
Who's us?
Project Veritas. The video I showed you, whistleblowers and insiders come to us because they're the only people they trust in the media. We support our insiders, Benny. We support them. Are you interested in interviewing on the record with us to clarify your statements to the American people?
No.
So Project Veritas, thank you so much for capturing a being of pure insanity that just absolutely is an epitome of what is wrong with the world today. This guy, right when he hears that he's being spied on and that the information that he's been dishing out while drinking, while happily talking about it, the end of the world and the end of the human race, he just finds out that it's going to be spilled. The beans are going to be heard, and Zuckerberg is even going to hear about it. And he can barely chew his food after that. You can see his mouth getting dry to the point where he chews a lot more. He gets nervous. His giddiness leaves the room, and he realizes, wow, I messed up. Oh my God, I messed up for telling humanity, warning humanity about the company that I work for, that maybe if they had a chance to stop it in time, would basically save the rest of the future of the world. But he's upset by that fact that what he's doing might actually benefit. Instead of being excited, instead of reaching out to Project Veritas or people like that, he had to get caught. And people like us, like Project Veritas and journalists that are doing a good job, actually had to reach out to dig and do deceitful things in order to get this information, because these people aren't willing to expose it. They're not willing to go against their masters. They're not willing to go against their peers. It is a psychological impairment upon so many people, and the cure needs to come now. Wake everybody up to these enemies of humanity. Tell them all to leave Google, leave Facebook, leave Twitter. Get over it. Get your life back. It's amazing out there. Bless you all.